agenda. Any questions about any particular one? That's 6A through 6F. No concerns or questions, we'll move on to the need a vote on the consent agenda. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Tyler, second. Jan, vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
Jan?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to our action items, 7A, early childhood coordinator position, Judy.
Okay, Ms. Cooper had, so Lisa, she's not gonna be with us, so, as she presented to you last week, gonna be looking at restructuring some of the preschool administration due to some budget needs there, so, looking to abolish that, coordinator position at the end of this school year. So it'd be effective,
July.
And just to confirm, we're not creating any other positions?
No, sir.
Do I hear a motion to approve the, to abolish the early childhood coordinator position?
Make a motion.
Philip, second.
I'll second.
Tyler, vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Tyler? I did that before. Philip?
Because we look so much alike. Yes.
Philip? Jan?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
And I vote yes. That's my only mistake for this, this particular meeting. 7B, the revised 2025-26 early childhood calendar.
The early childhood program is requesting to amend the 25-26 early head start and preschool calendar to reflect the amendments needed for the 5 snow days. I will make a note that during our policy council, someone found an error, on the early head start staff calendar, but the updates that's listed, that's correct. It was just the color coding was incorrect, so we've made those changes.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the amended 2025-2026 early Head Start and Head Start preschool calendars? Jan, second.
I'll second.
Philip? Vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
Jan?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
And I vote yes. 7C, continuation grant for the Lincoln County Early Childhood Program. Tim?
So, the early childhood program is seeking approval to apply for the continuation grant in the amount of $2,517,830 for the 26-27 school year. We're also seeking approval for the budget justification, the cost allocation plan, the integrated school readiness plan, the strategic plan, and the training and technical assistance plan, along with all of those. The funding source would be the grant allocations received upon the grant approval. And I mentioned significant changes last week, and it's not necessarily a significant change, but I did want to make note that the instructional assistant, the secretary, we were looking at increasing her hours from 7 hours to 8 hours, but so that she would be there when students are there, because early head starts there 8-hour days.
Any questions? And I did at Kim's request, look at the budget and the cost allocation and all those kinds of things, and she did a great job on it. 7C, do I hear a motion to approve the early childhood 2026-2027 continuation grant?
I'll make a motion.
Philip, second.
I'll second.
Gloria, second. Vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
Jan?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thanks, Kim. 7D, pay application number 2, Lincoln County High School renovation bid package 2. Brad.
This is a payment to the turf company. All the turf has been installed as we discussed last week. Working on punch list stuff now. Come along well.
It looks good. If you haven't been down to the ball field,
And when the weather gets a little better, I'd love for all you guys to come. Check it out, it'd be great.
Do I hear a motion to, any questions before me?
is this all that we'll owe them for this?
Retainage is all we'll have left to the actual turf company, yep.
Do I hear a motion to approve pay application number 2 in the amount of $38,014.54 for the Lincoln County High School renovations bid package 2?
I'll make a motion.
Philip, second.
I'll second.
Tyler, second. Vote. Gloria?
Yes.
Philip?
Yes.
Jan?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yes.
And I vote yes. 7E, pay application number 5, Lincoln County High School renovation bid package 2, Brad.
This is just standard pay app, in the amount of $18,900 for work completed on bid package 2, and it has been verified by our architect.
Any questions?
How many more of these do we have left until we hit the finish?
I'd say we'll have, 3 maybe?
See, it's, 3 or 4.
Do I hear a motion to approve pay application number 5 in the amount of $18,900 for the Lincoln County High School renovation bid package 2? Jen, second. Philip, second. Gloria, vote.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
and I vote yes.
I am trying to at least record the meeting on my phone while I work on this, so I will try to upload that at worst case scenario, so.
7F, your book bids, Leanne.
Yearbooks, bids for yearbooks at the high school, middle school, opened on March the 2nd. We only received one from Shutterfly Life Touch. I'm asking to accept the bid from Shutterfly Life Touch. Middle school yearbooks will be at a cost of $27.19 and high school yearbooks at $50.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to accept the bid from Shutterfly Life Touch for middle and high school yearbooks?
I'll make a motion.
Tyler,
I'll second.
Philip, second. Vote, Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
and I vote yes. 7G, bank bids, Leanne.
Bids for banking charges were opened on March the 2nd also, and we received one bid from Farmers National Bank, and I'm asking that we accept the bid from Farmers National Bank for 2026 to 2028.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to accept the bid from Farmers National Bank for the 2026 to 2028? Jen, second.
I'll second.
Tyler, vote, Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes. 7H, bids for drug testing services, Leanne.
We opened bids for drug testing that same day, and we only got one, and that was from Commonwealth Testing. As I said last week, I received a bid late, and actually this week I received a second bid that was late. But we'll have to go, like Grant said, with the bid we received by the due date. That was from Commonwealth Testing. A student drug screen is $65, bus driver screen $65, staff drug screen $65, alcohol test $35, and the anabolic steroid test $175. This will be for the 26-27 school year.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to accept the bid from Commonwealth Testing for the 2026-2027 school year?
I'll motion.
Philip, second.
I'll second.
Gloria, second. Vote, Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
and I vote yes. 7I, shortened school day week for special needs students. Julie.
I've got 3 students that are seeking approval for a shortened school day or week. One of them was already on a shortened school day, but that has been extended. A new student, 3.5 hours, 2 days a week for medically necessary therapy, and a shortened school week for 3 days a week to come to school by the physician's recommendation, and then one student with 1 hour, 1 day a week, medically necessary therapies.
I don't know how you keep up all this. Any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve a shortened school day or week for special needs students? Jen, second.
I'll second.
Tyler, vote, Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you, Julie. 7J, revised 2025-2026 school calendar, Anthony.
As you know, we had 5 snow days, need to make those up, and per our discussion the last time, we had enough bank time to make up 3 of those days. And so I'm wanting to add 5 minutes onto the middle school and high school calendar so we can make up the remainder.
And that'll start tomorrow.
Start tomorrow, correct?
And that's at the end of the day. They're gonna add it on the end of the day.
And since my internet's not loading right now, it makes the last school day for students May 29th, right?
Last student day will be May the 29th, and closing day for staff will be June the 5th.
Got it, thank you.
And I know there's been a question on graduation, the way your policy reads, it's the final day of instruction, so graduation, if you approve it, would be that evening on the 29th.
Thursday,
That's right.
Friday,
29th.
Friday, yeah, okay, the 29th. Closing day is 29th.
Last day of school is the 29th, closing day is the 5th.
No, staff will have to go over into June because of contract requirements.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the revised 2025-2026 school calendar, option A?
I'll make the motion.
Philip, second.
I'll second.
Tyler, vote Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes.
I assume we're gonna send out a,
Yes, Brad has one ready to go.
get her done, Brad.
Okay,
Can't do it without
7,
internet.
L 2027-2028. 2027-2028 school calendar, Anthony.
You mean 26, 27?
Oh, we're, skip.
7K.
Yes, we go back to 7K. Revised 2026-2027 school calendar.
Okay, I met with instructional leaders, and we're wanting to keep the same calendar that we approved before, other than moving the professional development all to the front.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the revised 2026-2027 school calendar? Jen
I'll make a
and
second.
Tyler, second. Vote Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay, now, Anthony, approve the 2027-2028 school calendar.
This calendar almost mirrors perfectly the, previous one that you approved, and, professional development will be August the 3rd. Opening day would be August the 10th, and then, of course, we would have our fall break, October the 4th through the 8th. And, then we would, have Christmas break, December the 20th through the 31st. And then April the 3rd through the 7th would be spring break. And, the last day for students would be May the 18th. May the 19th would be closing day, and our makeup days would be May the 22nd through the 26th.
Any questions? Do you hear a motion to approve the proposed 2027-2028 school calendar?
I'll make the motion.
Philip, second.
I'll second.
Tyler, vote Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes. Thanks,
Thank you,
Anthony.
thank you.
7M, traffic impact study, Bruce.
So when Mr. Boggs, presented the letters to the transportation department, they came back and they are requiring us to do a traffic study at the proposed site, so. He put it out there, received 3 estimates or 3 bids basically on that, and so they're recommending we go with Commerce Engineering for $12,200.
We've had good luck with these
Yeah,
folks.
we've done a
You
lot
guys
of
have?
work with them. They've done a lot of traffic studies for us, so they're very familiar with what KDE needs and.
Any other questions? Do I hear a motion to accept the proposal from Palmer Engineering for the traffic impact study?
I'll make a motion.
Tyler, second.
I'll say.
Philip,
You almost did.
almost. Vote Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jen.
Yes.
And Tyler.
Yes.
And I vote yes. 7N, moral instruction, likewise.
Good evening. We're asking for the board to approve moral instruction of Lifewise Academy into the Lincoln County School District.
Any questions?
Do you have any progress on the things that needed to be made from last week? I know it's only been a week, but I gotta ask, for the things that were still outstanding.
So moving forward, we was talking about getting this approved through the board, and then the rest of what we needed to fill out after that, correct?
This would be a conditional.
Yeah, my recommendation is that you grant conditional approval subject to them filling out those last things, which is background checks, proof of insurance, and off the top of my head, I don't remember what the third one was, but the checklist, they'll have to submit the final application with the rest of the components for final approval. So I recommend a motion to conditionally approve.
And we had talked a little bit about drug testing. Did you guys confirm how you were gonna do that?
So the policy, how it is through LifeWise, is whenever they, onboard a new hire for bus driver, they do a drug screen, and then it's random drug tests throughout. Which is probably similar to how the school district does it.
Are your drivers gonna have to have CDLs?
If it's a, Jenny, correct me if I'm wrong, she's on the phone with me again, but if it's over 15 passenger, they have to have CDLs. Church buses do not have to have CDLs,
They have to have CDLs if it's over that certain number of feet.
over
correct?
15.
I would like to say that I am not really comfortable if any time that non-school personnel take our students anywhere. And so I'm just voicing that as my personal opinion. No matter what it is, whether it's sports or anything else, to take our students from a school setting to off-site, I just feel real uncomfortable with that, so, but that's, again, my personal opinion.
Right, with that being said, it's also parents' approval.
Right, I know.
Nothing can be done without parents,
Sure.
signing off, and they understand that it's community driven, and more than likely, the people that signs up for this is gonna know the, people involved with it, so.
So with that being said, do we, is that something to say, Grant?
I just had the full language that I'd sent by email of what my recommended motion would be, which is for the board to grant conditional approval, subject to providing a list of drivers, teachers, volunteers, providing background checks for all drivers, teachers, volunteers, providing proof of general liability and auto insurance, naming the Board of Education as certificate holder and additional insured. Those are the rest of the requirements in the statute and policy that they would be required to do before final approval.
So my question is kind of to you, Austin, and to you, Bruce, kind of together, but say a parent gives approval for their child to attend, and for whatever reason, midway through, they pull their approval. What is the process? Are they telling LifeWise? Are they telling the school? Are you telling us? Are we telling you? Do we have that figured out? Because I feel like that's something that we should have in place.
So I'm sure it's dependent on the circumstance, right? Whoever they come to, but I would think that we would work closely with the district.
I think they could tell them, and then we would need to be, or if they told us, then we would go to them and say, this student or this parent has changed their mind. So, there's just some things I think we're gonna have to work out as we go through this first one. I think that's the reason they, just selected one school to start out with, so, there'll be some things we'll have to work out as we go along there.
Well, the question that I just asked, I feel like is something that I personally feel like that's something the school district should take on. And I'm not in any way throwing this at LifeWise, but whoever it is, let's just say some parents say, I don't want my child to attend this anymore, and they tell the second party, in this case LifeWise, but whoever it is, well, if they forget to tell us or whatever, and then we let that child go that day, that's gonna be on us for liability at that point, because we are letting that child leave school grounds without permission, so I feel like the right answer is
So
The school
essentially, it's
district
gonna
should
be
be
just like
notified.
any other sign out. So if a parent says, grandma can pick up, aunt, uncle can pick up next door neighbor, the parent has to tell the secretary if somebody's removed off that list. So each week when this happens, somebody is gonna be making sure that, yes, these people are still on the list. So it really will be a weekly
So I feel like that's the
verification.
answer then.
But yeah, the parent is giving the school a release, so the school needs to maintain that list and know who's been, if release has been, permission has been withdrawn,
Right.
then we don't release that kid. The
Then
secretary would
that's how
have,
we should run it
have a
moving
role to
forward.
play.
That way it removes liability from you, or the responsibility from you to tell us, and now we have control of our students again. That's just my personal opinion, but
What does, and I don't wanna get into hypotheticals and, we can do that all night, but what does it look like, Grant, as far as sharing of information with, for example, any school's gonna have a lot of students who certain people cannot have contact with. If they take these students off-site and they're at a church and they're having their services, and then dad of a kid who knows they're there shows up, but he's not allowed to have any kind of contact, what does that look like?
100% on them and not on you all. I mean, that could happen when a kid goes to a doctor appointment or a field trip or anything else.
So we have to get used to the thought of,
If it
even
just-
though it's during the school day, they're not.
Yeah, but on these specific instances, it's, they are being released to somebody else who's responsible for them until they sign back into the building an hour later.
It just
Parental
feels-
minutes later.
It feels, as school staff, feels so yeah.
Well, I had one person reach out to me and wanted to know if I'd studied your literature. And I just wanted to make it clear, I don't need to study your literature, the parents needs to study your
That's
literature.
right.
That's right.
It's not my responsibility. You know, if parents wants to let their children go with you, they need to go get your literature. Or visit you all while you're teaching.
Because state law requires us to have this policy and to work
Right,
with it.
that's where I think the legislators have thrown us under the bus.
Or maybe set the burden out.
Yes, I just don't like.
Christine said the school bus is heavy.
It is. I will say this, it is probably different than what we're used to as a school district.
And that's not always bad,
Right.
it's just that I'm old
Yeah.
school.
But I just think it's important that it's parents.
Well, I think it's important to give the parents a choice, I really do. But that's the parents' choice, not Gordy's, board members' choice.
But if something unfortunate happens, you know,
Yeah,
who's gonna be
and-
blamed?
Yeah, uh-huh. And whose name's gonna be on the lawsuit?
Absolutely.
Austin Smith.
Yes, I'm gonna see you.
He said,
Yeah.
Okay, so do we need him to read that?
I have
motion?
it.
Do you have the motion?
I got it.
Okay. Well, somebody needs to read it
You
again.
want it, conditional approval of moral instruction subject to providing a list of drivers, teachers, volunteers, providing background checks for all drivers, teachers, volunteers, and providing proof of general liability and auto insurance, naming the Board of Education as the certificate holder and additional insured.
I'll make that motion.
I'll say.
All right, and we have a vote, Gloria,
Yes.
Tyler,
Strike three,
second.
Gloria.
Philip,
Yes.
Jan.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And with much reluctance, I'll vote yes.
Thank y'all for your support.
Miss Christine, it seems like now would be a good time for me to say, the only person that ever makes a mistake is somebody that never does nothing.
No, she's talking about you.
And Jesus.
No.
And Jesus.
And Jesus, that's right.
I've been married for 19 years and ain't the first time I've heard that.
7-0 athletic trainer Brad Petrie, and congratulations.
Thank you,
on
appreciate it.
Recognition. A lot of our ball players getting those recognitions. Well,
Yeah.
Not only that, but we'll all take a moment and Jermon. Absolutely, congratulations.
Not the only one this year either, right? Not the only one this year?
We'll see.
No.
We'll see. She's got some more.
Huh?
She's got some more.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
not the only
just
one.
keep going.
The good news is, for the athletic trainer, the cost did not go up, for the next school year, so that is good news, because they doubled it last year. But, they did keep it the same, they're just adding the, amendment to keep it at $76,000 for another school year for our athletic trainer through the University of Kentucky.
Get the same one.
Yes, same trainer.
Any questions? Do I hear a motion to approve the contract with the University of Kentucky for an athletic trainer?
I'll make a motion.
Tyler, second, Jan, vote Gloria.
Yes.
Philip,
Yes.
Jan.
Yes.
Tyler.
Yes.
And I'll vote yes.
Thank you.
Fred. And our addendum items, 8A, revised naming policy, 05.1 on construction. And I didn't hear, I kind of threw it out there to the principals, but if you wanted to leave the way it was written, in the policy, we'll consider this as the second reading. And if you wanna make any changes on the way you all would name non-public areas, if you want to make it simple or whatever you want to do, now's the time to speak up. We're all in, I think, pretty much in agreement, we want it to be comfortable for what you all can want to do.
We had shared some thoughts via email after this was discussed I don't remember how long ago, but previously when it was discussed, the elementary principals team met and shared some things via email, and those were our concerns.
Do you feel like they were addressed or needed more addressing?
Say that again, Tom.
Or do you feel like those concerns were addressed or need more from that? I know Philip, I think, had responded to some of those questions.
And I think the big gist of what we had discussed was, does there need to be more of a formal process so that it's not just willy-nilly, anybody randomly comes up and says, I wanna name something, but is there something formal to where you have to put a little legwork into it, maybe a formal form, or, you know, some kind of request that states why, how, where, who else is in support of this, just so that, you know, there's a little bit of work involved in asking.
The
for it.
procedure.
Yeah, procedure basically, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, each school can set their own procedure, I'm assuming on that part.
And that's what you had
Yes.
said.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how I responded, but basically, we're letting the principals have the power to run it how they want to. We are allowing you your discretion on whether or not it even makes sense. So if Jim Bob comes up and says, I wanna name Stanford Elementary's third grade classroom after my wife Shelley, who's Shelley, and have no idea, that's not really something that fits into the culture of our district and how we wanna do it. So you can take the request, but you don't have to form a committee and do everything with it, because that's at your discretion. But if somebody comes in and makes a request that sounds like it could be reasonable, then that's when you'll make the decision, okay, maybe we need to get a committee together and do some fact finding, but.
I don't have the policy in front of me, but I was thinking that the policy said if we get a request, then once a year we have to do a committee and go through all the things. So if and you all probably have it right there in front of you, so if I'm misremembering, please, you know, let me know, because I'm not clearly looking at it. But just going on memory, I thought it said, if you get a request, then once a year we are required to form a committee and go through it. And so I think kind of our concern was, if there's gonna be a request, we want it to have been substantiated. We want it to be a legitimate request that's been well thought out and researched, and not just Jim Bob wanting to name it for something. Is it not going up for you?
No, not
No,
all.
we're gonna have it.
But I feel like we left it at your discretion, so if you get, throughout the year, you get 15 requests, but only 2 of them are legitimate, once a year, you call your committee together and go over the ones that are legitimate.
Would you rather not have that discretion? Would you rather everyone have the same procedure and then you and Site-Based get to approve if they meet the conditions?
Here's what it says in our policy.
I'm just gonna say that I'm not even gonna, I have no desire to name anything. So, I mean, they can turn them in, look at them.
But if
The way
it's up
it's
to
written,
you.
I don't have to.
The way it's
Then the
written.
policy doesn't need to say we have to meet once a year. If it is principal's discretion, then we don't have, we shouldn't have a forced
Let's just
meeting.
add it, just add
Okay,
it in there,
so
add principals.
it says for non-public areas that fall under the purview of the principal and do not have to be presented to the board, the committee shall consist of a minimum of the principal or designee to parents, students enrolled in school. Last line, the principal shall convene this committee at least once per year unless no recommendations have been made. So it does say that.
Would it be better for us just to take that out and put in there that this is at the discretion of the principal?
Yes, if your intent, if the intent of the board truly is principal discretion, then I would request that that not be in there that says we have to. Because if we as the principal
word
do not
shall.
want to
Shall
participate.
doesn't mean
Why don't we
we
just
do
change
that.
it to say at the principal's discretion, and then on that last line that says shall once a year with credible.
But then you have to determine.
But the shall, they have to do it.
Well, right, but if you say with credible, the principal's discretion is what determines whether or not it's a credible request, or discretionary, or whatever word we wanna use. That
Would
way
it be
you-
much easier for you all, and I'm sorry,
No, you're fine.
just take out the whole part about